Let's be real for a hot minute. Having a famous daddy or mommy in Bollywood doesn't automatically make you a star. These 10 Nepo babies had everything handed to them on a silver platter, but somehow managed to fumble the bag so spectacularly that even their family connections couldn't save them. From cringe-worthy performances that made audiences physically uncomfortable, to career choices so bizarre they became memes, these star kids proved that talent definitely doesn't run in the family. This is CelebrAsian, and today we're spilling the tea on Bollywood's most spectacular Nepo failures. Before we dive into this absolutely chaotic countdown of career catastrophes, smash that subscribe button because we're about to call some serious industry truths that your favorite trade magazines won't dare touch. We've ranked these disasters from extremely bad to, well, bad. Meaning number 10 is the absolute worst failure. We're looking at pure entertainment value of their failures, the gap between expectations and reality, and just how spectacularly they managed to waste their golden opportunities. Trust me, this list may leave you appreciating Khushi Kapoor and Ibrahim Ali Khan. Starting our countdown at number 10, the absolute worst failures, Rinky Khanna. Yes, Rajesh Khanna's daughter, who completely vanished after a few forgettable films. This is what happens when you inherit the surname, but none of the superstar charisma. Rinky had exactly two expressions, confused and slightly more confused. Her performances were so unmemorable that people literally forgot she existed. Even with the legendary Rajesh Khanna as her father, she couldn't generate any audience interest whatsoever. She quietly disappeared from the industry, probably realizing that some family legacies are better left untouched. Number 9 brings us Tanishaa Mukerji. Now, being Kajol's little sister should have been a golden ticket to stardom, right? Wrong! Tanisha's claim to fame became her reality TV appearances rather than her actual movies. Her debut in Neil and Nikki was so cringe that audiences literally walked out of theaters. The film tried to be bold and contemporary but ended up being a masterclass in second-hand embarrassment. When your biggest career highlight becomes fighting with Harman on Big Boss, you know something went seriously wrong. Poor Tanishaa had the Mukerji genes but somehow missed the acting talent memo. At least she found her calling in reality TV drama. Number 8 is Faisal Khan, Amar's brother, who proved that acting talent definitely skipped a sibling in the Khan family. Mela was such a disaster that it became a cautionary tale about nepotism gone wrong. Watching Faisal try to act was like watching someone attempt surgery with oven mitts. Technically possible, but absolutely painful for everyone involved. His dancing made Shetty Kapoor look like Hrithik Roshan, and his dialogue delivery was so wooden, furniture stores started using him as inspiration. Even Amar couldn't save his career, and trust me, Amar can fix almost anything in Bollywood. Number 7 brings us Shamita Shetty, Shilpa's lesser-known sister who thought she could ride her siblings' coattails to success. Spoiler alert, she couldn't. Shamita started strong with Mohabbatein, but that was purely because she was part of an ensemble cast. The moment she tried solo ventures, audiences collectively said, thanks, but no thanks. Her wooden expressions and complete lack of screen presence made even her famous sister cringe. Now she's basically a professional reality TV contestant. From Big Boss to dancing shows, Shamita's found her niche in manufactured drama rather than actual acting. Number 6 brings us Harman Baweja, the discount Hrithik Roshan from Timu that nobody asked for. Love Story 2050 was supposed to be Bollywood's sci-fi revolution but ended up being a comedy goldmine. Harman looked like Hrithik's less talented cousin who got lost on the way to a costume party. His futuristic love story was so bad that audiences started preferring the past. The special effects looked like they were created on Windows 95 and his acting made robots seem more human. What's Your Rashi sealed his fate by proving that playing 12 characters doesn't make you 12 times better. It makes you 12 times worse. Halfway through our countdown at number 5, Twinkle Khanna. Now, before you attack me in the comments, hear me out. Twinkle was a terrible actress, but she's the only person on this list who actually reinvented herself successfully. Her acting was absolutely horrendous. Every dialogue felt like she was reading from a teleprompter for the first time. But here's the plot twist. She became a best-selling author and successful entrepreneur. Sometimes your biggest failure leads you to your greatest success. Twinkle proved that knowing when to quit is sometimes the smartest career move. Respect for that self-awareness. Number 4 is Zayed Khan, Sanjay Khan's son, who somehow made underwater sequences look more painful than actual drowning. Blue was supposed to showcase his action hero potential, but instead showcased his complete lack of screen presence. Credit to Zayed for trying new genres, however, all it did was expose him further as his acting range went from confused to lost. His acting career was such a disaster that it probably contributed to climate change with all the money burned. Fun fact, Fish literally had more screen presence than Zayed and Blue. The bronze medal for spectacular failure goes to Esha Deol. Being Hema Malini's daughter should have guaranteed grace and talent, but somehow Esha inherited neither. She managed to make even simple dialogue sound like she was solving complex mathematical equations. Esha's performances were so wooden that IKEA started studying her technique. Most movies she touched turned to box office disasters faster than you could say, "Dream Girl ka beta!" Though thankfully she stayed away from Dhoom 2. Poor Dharmendra probably aged faster every time Esha appeared on screen. The silver medal goes to Tusshar Kapoor, Jitendra's son, who was so bad at dialogue that Rohit Shetty literally made him mute in his films. That's not character development, that's damage control. Tushar's acting was so cringe that directors started writing roles where he couldn't speak. Even his mute character in Golmaal had more personality than his speaking roles, and credit to him for pulling it off. When your career highlight is successfully staying silent, you know you've reached peak Nepo failure. And the crown of Bollywood's most promoted Nepo failure goes to the legend himself, Uday Chopra. Son of the mighty Yash Chopra, brother to the successful Aditya Chopra, and living proof that sometimes your best work is behind the camera, not in front. Now here's the thing, Uday's only somewhat memorable performances were actually in the Dhoom series as Ali, the bumbling mechanic sidekick, but even there he was basically playing comic relief while the real stars did the heavy lifting. Outside of Dhoom, his filmography reads like a masterclass in career suicide, from Mohabbatein, where he disappeared in the ensemble, to his failed Hollywood ventures that probably made international audiences question Bollywood's talent pool. The man became a living meme before memes were even popular. Uday Chopra turned failing into an art form, and for that dedication to disaster, he deserves the top spot. When your own production house stops casting you, you know you've achieved peak Nepo failure. Uday didn't just fumble the bag, he threw it off a cliff, set it on fire, and then somehow made it worse. Before we wrap up this chaos, let's give some credit where it's due. Some Nepo kids who initially flopped managed to find their footing later, proving that sometimes failure is just a detour, not a destination. Fardeen Khan disappeared for years but came back looking great and actually trying. Sanjay Kapoor found his groove in OTT content where he doesn't have to carry entire films. And the Khan brothers, Arbaz and Sohail, realized they're better at bit part roles and mainly behind the camera than in front of it. Sometimes the best thing about failing spectacularly is that you have nowhere to go but up. So there you have it, Bollywood's most spectacular Nepo failures. Who do you think deserved a higher spot? Did we miss any cringe-worthy performances? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's start some chaos. If you enjoyed this brutal but honest countdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more industry tea, Karak style. Until next time, this is CelebrAsian. More stars, more stories, one Asia. Proving that sometimes even your family name can't save you.